Diaz reportedly turned down a fight with him.
With who?
With Woodley.
Nate Diaz turned down a fight with everybody on the roster. We've been offering him fights for, when's the last time he fought? A year and a half ago? For a year and a half we've been offering him fights. As a promoter, we have to offer him fights because we're supposed to give him 3 fights a year. So we continuously offer him fights and he continuously turns them down.
Why did he turn down that fight?
First of all, let me just say this. So I don't even count that one. Don't even count that he turned down Woodley, okay? Because that was never even, one of our attorneys here started playing matchmaker and said that he has a good rapport with the Diaz brothers, and he basically said, well, what if you could fight Tyron Woodley? And me or Sean were like, how does he deserve to fight Tyron Woodley? There's a fucking list of guys that are waiting to fight Tyron Woodley, and this dude's going to fight? What are you talking about? So he kind of went off the reservation a little bit and started playing matchmaker. Then that's why you started hearing Woodley saying, I got offered a fight with Nate Diaz. And then we're like, no, there was never a fight. That's the deal. So there really was never an offer for Woodley versus Diaz. It's not true.
Not officially.
Not officially. It was never offered. One of our lawyers was like, hey, would you fight? Because we were always offering the Diaz brothers a fight. So he says, well, what about Woodley? Would you fight Woodley? And then he says to Woodley, would you fight Nate Diaz? Nate Diaz? First of all, Woodley's been talking about, I need shoulder surgery. What about, I'll fight Nate Diaz, and then starts calling him out and shit. You know, it was a nightmare. None of that was true. That was just the guy who works here that went off the reservation and asked those guys a question.
Do you think Diaz will fight again?
I don't know. I don't think Nick will.
Dana, what fights has he turned down? If that one's not
So
official,
many.
what
Well,
ones
it's a
has
year
he-
and a half. I mean, we have to give him 3 fights a year. So we've literally been offering fights. And then when they say no, you send them a contract extension.
Look, man, I gotta ask.
Thank you.
You said up there in the press conference that you're dealing with a lawsuit. What lawsuit was
Yeah.
that?
No, I was getting sued for my last fight. Some guys tried to claim management on me, and then I wasn't able to fight. I wasn't eligible to fight until about a month ago.
Oh, so you weren't holding out for money. You just couldn't fight.
No. And then but Dana White here failed to mention that to the world. But
Right.
when Conor had a lawsuit because of Showtime and Mayweather and all that shit,
Why didn't you come out?
he was like, Conor's not eligible to fight, so he can't even fight right now. He had his back like that. But then
Right.
now they're like saying I turned down fights all year long too.
Right.
And then I was like, well, if you're gonna keep doing that, and then they offered me the Woodley fight. I was like, all right, well then I'll if we're gonna fight for a title and get this right, get this money right, then let's do it. And I'll pay my difference in court to get the fuck out the lawsuit and just get back to the grind. But
They offered
then
you
they
Woodley,
didn't.
huh?
Yeah, and then they didn't want. Yeah, Dana White. They called me and offered me.
Did you want Woodley?
I don't want nobody, but they offered me Woodley. I was like, well, shit, a title fight.
Right.
I'm sick of not fighting. I'm sitting here going crazy, so let's pay this lawsuit and just get the fuck up out and go.
So the lawsuit settled.
Now it's settled as of a month ago. Man, these guys didn't want to back me. That's what I'm saying about the under promotion from this company.
Right.
They're bad mouthing me saying I'm turning down fights all this time when I never
But
turned
you
down
weren't turning them down.
never turned down a fight in my life.
Now look, the fans all want to know.
And then they're all backing the other guy when they got lawsuits, but now I got a lawsuit, and it's just like Nate's turning down fights.
Right.
Kiss my ass. Fuck,
What was that tweet about? When you
fuck
said
the
you're
UFC.
gonna fight?
Fuck all this shit. If I feel like it, I'll fight, but they ain't gonna tell me what.
Look, fans are pumped for you and Dustin. How do you see this ending, you and Dustin?
Fuck, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to see when it comes. We can see if I'm even fighting. We'll see.
What do you mean?
They better start acting right and start over promoting instead of under promoting, because they're fucking
you want to
act like
promote
shit.
it more.
They brought me to this press conference late.
Oh,
They brought me to the press conference late. They brought me.
Fans want to see the trilogy, you and Conor. Is that gonna happen?
I don't know, man. I'm done with that. Good talking to you, all right?
Man, thank you, man. Hey, you know, one last thing. Conor versus Speed was announced on October 6th. Who you got in that one?
I whipped one's ass and I slapped the fuck out of the other one. So they're both my little bitches.
You
That's who I
slapped
got. Fuck right in
I
his
didn't-
face. He didn't do
Really?
shit.
So
Scared for his life. Him and all his Russian friends. He's supposed
You
to
want the winner.
be from a third world country. Nigga, I'm from Stockton. He got his ass slapped, but didn't do shit. All their eyes lit up. His whole team, fucking all pussies.
The whole Russian, they're all pussies.
Yeah. No more. Nice to meet you. All right. Have a good one. I am the winner.
209, man. Take care.
Here's my press conference. Here's my press conference. You're gonna under-promote.
I think that's we're looking at that next. But let me just start with we're gonna get to that in a second. What's next for him? You know what we're thinking anyway. What we would think about that. But with the fight, I thought Diaz won 3 rounds to 2. Be honest with you, I thought it came down to that 5th round, and I thought he won the 5th round. You know, first round Conor. Sure. Now the second round, the first minute, he knocks down Nate. Boom. And you're thinking, all right, man, that's automatically, I don't know, a 10-8 round, because I don't know about that, man. The next 4 minutes, at the end of that round, shit, look at him going back to his stool. He's lucky. Was that the round he's lucky he got out of?
I think second or third
round could have been a 10-8 round for Nate.
Yeah.
If you're saying the 5th round is obviously a regular 10-9 round for either one of them, whoever you gave it to, and that could be objective. I thought I gave it to Nate. I thought that takedown even sealed the deal at the very end. That was beautifully executed. That might, you know what I mean? That was one.
And he was pushing the action. McGregor was moving away.
Oh, well, yeah, if you listen, he was stalking him the whole time after that first round, especially. He was backing him up. If anything, that 4th round kind of, I was super impressed. First of all, because I get a lot of shit, and I know I'm all over the place, but first, I get a lot of shit about people thinking I'm like, I hate Conor McGregor, I'm a hater, and because I'm pro Diaz, or I said maybe some things I didn't agree with way Conor's acted with certain whatever what he calls teammates. Dude, I'm a fucking fan, dude, and I respect the guy. I respect the guy even more after he went into that fight. And first of all, the strategy with the leg kicks I thought was fucking great. Like that, I like his coach too, Kavanaugh. I think that John Kavanaugh is John Kavanaugh. Yeah, he was good in the rounds. And he was, so was Gilbert Melendez for Nate. These guys have corners that they trust. That's one thing. And I noticed that because when these guys are in the fucking trenches, man, and in between rounds, I try to see what's going on. I want to see, are they using this minute to really recover? Are they getting back? Or is this fucking next round just doom? And I was thinking about that for Conor because after that 3rd round, holy shit, man! I was like, this is. I don't see him doing another 10 minutes.
Did he look Conor like? Did he look comfortable? He didn't look comfortable to me in the beginning of the like when they both walk in. No one has a better fight face than Diaz.
Yeah.
And Conor was doing that walk he does.
Yeah,
I'm like he's just doing that because that's his thing.
Yeah.
But it shows you how you can't tell by somebody's readiness by the way they walk into the ring.
The second that bell rang, he was on the clock and he was focused. He was executing a nice game plan with the leg kicks because I was wondering how he was going to approach this. And he didn't get overzealous with the strikes. He was landing really good, accurate strikes, but he wasn't like he would like putting too much on him where he's going to get exhausted. Like he learned a lot from that first fight, and that really, really impressed me, man. And the fact that he came back to win that 4th round. He got back in that 4th. I didn't see that coming, man. I'm thinking this dude's dead.
What did you think?
And I'm sorry, Jimmy, only because I get such a
sure.
It's very easy to get out of to have that fight over. In other words, it takes him a second of just Big John was watching the end of that 3rd round. All it took was just an instant of McGregor just to shy away or just to go with it, to take 2 more shots. The last 40 or so seconds was unanswered, was just him taking a beating. Just him up against the cage taking a fucking beating. And to come back and win the next round, I can't say enough of. I can't say how much I respect that and give the guy credit for that because that's something you can't teach. It's so easy to get the fight over. It's so easy just to, all right, man, fuck this for a second. Oh, they stopped it and, hey, man, you tried. And he didn't. He didn't give in. He hung tight. And he weathered that shit, and he came back to win the 4th, and I thought Nate won the 5th, and I thought it was 3-2 for Nate.
But, and he popped Nate 3 times, and Nate almost stayed on the ground. You could see like he wanted Conor to come down. But Conor's defense against the cage was very impressive. Nate couldn't put him down. I was very impressed with the fact that Nate was trying to drag him down. He just couldn't.
Yeah, there was little instances there where it looked like he could have. It was like, oh man, he's almost got him. But, Conor, for good reason, treated that fucking mat like hot lava.
Yeah.
And the difference is when Nate got whacked and he went down, I did not. Once he was down in his guard, I was instantly not really. I wasn't worried. I was more worried about him getting back up too soon, being on wobbly legs, because that's how much I trusted in that dude's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You saw when he was on his back, he was inviting him in because he's like, all right, man. Even if I'm a little whacked, if I got whacked around a little, I down here, just sensitivity alone will take care of itself.
After Fedor Verdum, I don't think anybody will ever fall for that trick again.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
no, I'm hurt. Oh no, don't hit me down here.
Nah, man, he was. No, he was. Dude, what a great fight! What a great fight! I mean, a trilogy is just event. Is bound to happen eventually.
I'm a cornball. I like when the guys at the end, those guys talk so much shit, but I like when he helped them up at the end. Like, that really makes me happy.
Yeah.
I hate people that don't like that shit. Like, it's like these guys had an experience they shared that none of us can understand. We just watched it.
You, I had stuff like that with guys I had bad feuds with, like Matt Hughes. I hugged it with that guy afterwards.
What's your feelings as soon as the fight's over, and you don't like a guy, and you've just fought, regardless of what happens, you hug him? What is your feeling when you're hugging this guy?
It's weird, man. It's like it's almost like you go through something with somebody where you're trying. It's a weird connection where all the guys that I fought, I'm pretty cool with. You know what I mean? And the bigger the battle is with these guys, the closer the bond sometimes. that's and you're both trying to take each other out. You have a respect for each other that's just made out of just what you went through.